the next thing. Okay. All right. So I think the one thing, and then obviously a lot of you guys know this, but for some of the younger guys that are on this and learning, I think it's imperative that when you're coaching the O-line, you guys have an opportunity to tell these guys they've got to understand the launch point of the quarterback, number one. I don't know how a guy can function if he's not sure where he's going to be, whether it's a drop back, a sprint out, half roll naked, play action pass, outside leg of the guard, whatever that is. I think it's really important for you as a coach to make sure they understand that, number one. The second thing is the depth of the protection of the quarterback. If his three-step, is he at 5, 7, or 9 yards? This helps the tackles with their sets, knowing how far up the field they have to get those defensive ends. Obviously, a lot of teams, I've got a son that plays in high school, and, and I ask him, I said, how do you have the depth of the quarterback? Where is he? Well, they don't tell us that. Or, hey, we don't know where he's at in the protection. I'm like, how can you guys protect for him if you don't know those two simple things? And it's amazing for me, you would sit there and say, those are the first two things that you'd want to get into with your offensive line to make sure they understand that, besides the schematics of what you're trying to teach. The second thing, obviously, or third thing, we get into our set line that kind of plays into it, is obviously of who you're blocking, the width of the defender, his angle. The other big thing I think you have to look at, and some guys don't, are the feet of the defensive lineman. I think you can read and see a lot based off the defender's feet. Is he in a jet stance? Is he a two-gapper? Has he changed his stance? There's a lot of things that we look for, try to get us tips, twists, that kind of things. Have they changed their feet? Are they off the ball a little bit? But any of that pre-snap alignment stuff with the specific defender himself, I think is really important. The next thing is, obviously, you're trying to get as much information pre-snap, pressure prior to movement, alignment. If you look out at the slot, is he capped? Is he not? What's the demeanor of the linebackers? All those things, I think, as you get older and as a guy gets more involved, they can obviously use that to their advantage to know what type of set am I going to use. If I know for 100% this guy's about to go inside, I damn sure not going to set outside, all right, and then have to redirect back inside to flatten his ass out. So little things like that I think that you can coach your guys up, build tapes, whatever it is, to give them an edge before the ball is snapped. And then lastly is obviously getting to that situation of, hey, what type of set am I using? Is it a jump set or a hard set? Is it a vertical set? Is it a short set? Am I getting and this is a term, and I don't know if Jimmy remembers this, McNally, but when he and I met, we talked about an angle of the vertical set with a real wide 9 to a tight end side to try to get us a little bit more width in the width of the pocket, but yet still stay vertical and being able to stay square and inside out, that we'll talk about and actually watch a couple drills and some sets on that. But again, all that kind of builds up to our set line as a tackle of what we're going to use.